This ain't one of them times you could slide by what you say that you gonna do. Put your money up, run that fade, time to show and prove. You know the vibes, partner. Ain't got no wins up in my casa. Clowning the day, gone in la mañana. I've been on fire lately. Train my spirit, mind, and body daily. Victory is sweet, that's the science, baby. It's only right we represent from Tampa to Tally. And keep the pressure on these ops, they cardio lacking. Till you flapping on the canvas and bobbing and weaving. Unleashing the fury on your face while the audience screaming. Hope they got great seats or the pay-per-view. Let's get the breakdown from J, DJ, and Q. You know the vibes. Yeah. You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
All right. What up, good people? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Boxing Vibes Podcast. I'm Q6 Soul, man. Your boy JD. We got Jay, and we got a question. You know, we got a breaking news story that Joshua and Fury has agreed, you know, on the terms for a 2-fight deal next year, somewhere around Saudi Arabia, somewhere, you know, not in the United States, not in the UK, and for a 2-fight deal, barring that both of them get past their opponents. They you know, as we already know that Fury got another Deontay Wilder bout that should happen sometime, what they're saying in November, December. And Joshua got a mandatory also. I can't remember exactly who that is, but we want a quick reaction of how everybody feel about that, and what do y'all think about the outcome of that fight, and how would it go? Who would you favor? You know what I'm saying? And which one of y'all want to take it first, fellas?
Man, I'll go ahead and jump in on this one, man. I'm gonna tell you, all this fight deal is Eddie Hearn. He's at the MGM Grand Casino, and he been on the blackjack table, just playing his hands. And then
he on the $10 table? What table he on? $10, $20? What table?
No. He on the $25. The $25 table. Right. So he been playing his hand, and his man got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. Came back and binged that loss. At this point, man, it's all or nothing, bro. It's all or nothing. At this point, you got to push all the chips to the middle of the table. You got to cash in before the Anthony Joshua flame burns out completely. You got to go ahead and do this. You got to do a UK unification fight for all the marbles. I mean, you just
the biggest fight in UK history, by the way. The biggest fight in UK history.
Exactly. So you got, if you're Eddie Hearn, man, because a lot of people don't realize the fear that this man really had going into that second Andy Ruiz fight. And at this point, it's a perfect time if you're Eddie Hearn to go ahead and cash in, man, on Anthony Joshua and ride off into the sunset, man. That's what I see when I see this deal. It's great for boxing, great for UK fans, boxing fans worldwide, but I see this as Eddie Hearn cashing in on that cash horse known as Anthony Joshua. He got to get that payout.
Damn. Crash and burn Eddie Hearn is what you call him.
Yep.
Crash and burn Eddie Hearn. Trying to cash out. Put your God damn.
Yep.
Jay, hey man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? What you say, JD? You want to take it next?
I'll take it. Hey, so you know, I always approach the fight game with a bit of skepticism because I gotta believe it. I gotta see it before I believe it.
Okay.
I still think we won't see any mega fights this year. I don't think financially it's feasible for what promoters want. So that leaves a 2021 timeframe, because I think they said the first bout would take place sometime in the summer.
Right.
According to Frank Warren, the report is bullshit, and that's Fury's UK promoter. He said they've always been in talks. A lot of it depends on Eddie Hearn's. They have opponents in between that, and there's a lot to be ironed out. But he's, you know, basically said there are positive talks. There have been positive talks, and really they're just saying they've agreed in principle, but there's really a lot of ground to cover until we get to the point that we can actually make a fight happen. So I do agree with JD about the you know, you cash in on your Anthony Joshua chips while, you know, hey, you go in all or nothing, right? You know, you calling it, you either gonna walk away with all the money or you ain't gonna lose no more money. Like, in a sense that And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, and this is because we're doing this on the fly, it's more like a stock as opposed to a gamble. Buy low, sell high. I think after that loss to Andy Ruiz, I think prior to that, his stock was at an all-time high. And I don't think because of that loss, he can actually regain his status that he had as far as this, you can say what you want to say, but he was the face of the heavyweight division. You could talk about Deontay Wilder, you could talk about Tyson Fury. He was the guy that was kind of the pristine version of the heavyweight, the ideal. He looked the part. He said the right things, got in the ring, and took care of business. So I think at this point, to amend my analogy, to piggyback off of Julius, instead of saying it's more like a gamble, he's judging. He's looking at the stock market and like, man, I think it's reached its peak, and it's time to sell. And I'm not saying he won't be Joshua's promoter anymore, but I think that time of taking care of Joshua and guiding his career is over. And he's gonna throw him in the fire and see if they can make these mega fights before somebody else steps in and beats Joshua. And because in the heavyweight division, anything can happen. And that was one of the things that even Frank Warren said when they were talking about the reports of this fight, because moments after the report came out, Frank Warren said it was BS. So I think there's a lot still to be ironed out and a lot to see what happens. Mainly, this is if I would be, and I would be fully confident if I was a Tyson Fury camp, but they're poking the bear when it comes to Deontay Wilder, right? And so much the way that Ruiz upset any plans that Joshua may have had, because Ruiz was just supposed to be a step over opponent, just a bridge opponent to get him to the main. And so that's what they're doing. It seems like they're doing with Deontay Wilder. They did the same thing with Manny Pacquiao and Marquez. Marquez Pac-4, they were asking them questions on ESPN about Mayweather while Marquez was sitting right there. Then they had the nerve to ask Marquez about Pacquiao fighting Mayweather right before Pacquiao and Marquez were supposed to fight in their fourth matchup, and we know how that ended. Nobody saw that coming. So, I think, like most of the world, I think Fury will take it, but I've seen this song and dance in boxing. We'll see. One thing I will say that's a breath of fresh air is Tyson Fury. He seems to be a man who mean what he says. He wants to fight.
He's a man of his word.
Yeah. He tells you what's gonna do, what you're gonna do, what he's gonna do when he comes into the fight. He tells you who he wants to fight, and thus far he's delivered. So that's my take on it.
All right. So, let me get my spin, man. So I feel like I'm excited to hear this news just because, I'm a Wilder fan. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Fury, him and Fury were the best two in the division. Then they fought twice, and so I feel like the upside to me is if Wilder can't get it done in his third fight, you know what I'm saying? I got something to look forward to with Fury and Joshua, and I feel like honestly, to be honest with you, man, if Joshua could, because I'm not writing him off. I don't feel like he's a crash and burn. I feel like if he could put the Joshua that fought Ruiz in that second fight, if he could put that Joshua with the footwork and the movement and being if you could box like that and move like that, and you could take the boxer, you know what I'm saying? You could take the boxer that fought Klitschko. You could take the ferocity and the kill and the killer instinct and put those two together. You know what I'm saying? If you could put those two together, Fury will have big problems, right? Because I think that, Joshua hit pretty hard, and if he could just not be there to get hit all damn day, you know what I'm saying? If he could apply smart pressure, you know what I'm saying, and do a little bit of everything, because he had to use the whole toolbox against Fury, because Fury is that guy, you know what I'm saying? And we seen him knocking out Joshua. That's the one thing we wasn't worried about, Fury knocking no damn body out. Now you got to worry about him knocking somebody out. You know what I'm saying? And him coming in, and he's a very intelligent fighter, big guy. It'll be real intriguing. And I don't want to write him off. You know what I'm saying? And You know, it happening and I mean, and I gotta bring up it's happening in damn Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
We know why it's happening in Saudi Arabia. We know why it's in Saudi Arabia as opposed to UK. Mm-hmm. You say money? You say money? Nah, it ain't all about, bro. You think they can't go to Wembley Stadium, bro, and sell that bitch out? Come on, bro. No, he can't fight in the UK.
It's not. It's okay.
He can't fight in the UK. He relinquished his license because he didn't want to have the contest, all that damn the allegations. I'm gonna say the allegations again. He didn't want to have to deal with that shit. So fuck y'all. He say fuck y'all. I'll fight somewhere else. That's what that's about. You know, but that's not a headline. You know what I'm saying? That's not a headline. But look that up.
Hey, but let me say this. Let me say this though, man. I will say that I actually think the big winner in this, in my opinion, is, well, of course, hands down, you got to say that Tyson Fury and Joshua are winners because, you know, they're going to get the payouts. But I got to say, man, I kind of think that boy Wilder wins in this scenario himself because I think he goes into the third fight with Fury. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, if he don't get bebapped and knocked the hell out like he did in this second fight, and even if he were to lose a close decision, because by all accounts, I think most of us think that Fury could outbox Wilder. But let's say he loses, right? And let's say, you know, he goes on next year, gets back on the right path, knocks out, say, a Dylan White or, you know, a couple of other up-and-coming fighters. Man, that Joshua fight is still there for Wilder. Even once they get past this whole two-fight ordeal, I mean, I still think even for Wilder, he's cashed in on Fury. Because at this point, that'll be 3 fights he cashed in on with Fury. You let Fury and Joshua go ahead and make their money. And then on the back end, I could possibly see Wilder coming back around and he'd have some paydays if there's not a drastic fall off in what he does next year, if there's not a drastic L that he takes.
Which it speaks more to why he should wait for the third Fury fight. Because his earning power is going to be significantly less if he loses a third fight, because that ends the trilogy, right? Because in a lot of people's books, he would have lost 3 fights in a row, right? But I think if he waits on the second fight, on the third fight, builds himself back up, and let's just say whoever takes the 2 fights, let's say Anthony Joshua takes both or Tyson Fury takes both. Whoever he fights is going to be bigger than whoever he would have fought if he loses to a Fury third time and he's fighting after that. So I think the anticipation of what would Joshua Wilder look like would be better if they both haven't lost to Fury. With Wilder basically, and most people, I was losing 3 times, and then in Joshua's case twice, if that's the case.
Hey, now so you are right about one thing. You're right about one thing, bro. It is a different look if Wilder loses that third time, because you're right. Nobody want to circle around. Even if Fury won twice, nobody's gonna want to see Wilder Fury 4. You know what I mean? If he loses that third time, nobody will want to see Wilder Fury 4. So I mean, you're right in that strategic moment, but I mean, I think he's still about to cash. I think Wilder about to cash in right now.
Yeah, you get this money while it's guaranteed. It's in a contract, bro. Because y'all broke the motherfucking Live Gate record, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't go from breaking the Live Gate record to a dud. That shit would still be a draw. The only thing, you know, you got this corona shit. If everything's smooth out, November, December, man, motherfuckers be ready to watch a big fight. Like, people will be ready, bro. We starving for sports, and let's get this money. I say get this money because ain't no guaranteed you can get your ass tapped. You get your ass tore up by somebody that ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? It will be the top fighter. It will be the top damn fighter and probably the top draw in boxing right now. It'll be Fury. You know what I'm saying? We already had him twice. You got him on contract. And now you don't have extra time to train and adjust. You don't have extra time. You know what I'm saying? I don't say now immediately the July shit. I wasn't with the July shit. I really wasn't feeling that. You need to go back to the drawing board and figure some things out and come back better. So he got time now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you contractually agreed to get this bread, and you broke the Live Gate record. So get that money. You know what I'm saying? Now they're gonna pay you all type of step aside money. They're gonna pay you $10 million to chill. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could take that money, but nah, bro, I ain't gambling. I'm not gonna gamble on guaranteed. When it's guaranteed money, last time we were there, we broke the live gate. Nah, we gonna go back. We gonna go back and see what that do. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happened, because if he win,
right, and see, he believes in himself. He believes.
Come on, he believes in himself.
Yeah,
you win now. You could be going to get. You could be going to be undisputed. You
know no. I wasn't saying what he should do. I'm just saying maximizing the money. It's all gonna be. It's all a gamble either way.
But no. Because you guaranteed and contractually agreed to fight somebody that you broke the live gate with last time. $30 million payday. So that's guaranteed. Okay. Everything else is a gamble if you don't take that. Because who you gonna fight?
What I'm saying is, the third fight will be lucrative, but I don't think the third fight will be as lucrative as the second fight because
it probably wouldn't because he lost, and he probably lost. He lost some. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is to maximize the money on a potential third fight. If you let Joshua and Fury handle their business, why he's staying active
and blasting people, while he's staying active,
exactly. And
but that's too many variables, bro. Like you have to say.
I mean, but it's still too many. It's still too many variables after because, but like this, you lose a third fight,
you getting paid for it. You're
getting paid for it, but it's the big come up over the long game, right? So if he can actually and that's the same way a lot of boxing heads have done it. I mean, it's a little bit seen it done anyway, I should say. It's a little bit of a gamble, but it's a gamble either way because either you believe in yourself, right, and you say I can come back and get this W, or to me the smart way is you build yourself back up because I don't see
against who
anybody beating.
No, hold on. Once somebody's seen the blueprint, bro, we done seen you get knocked out now. You know what I'm saying? I love Wilder. We done seen you get knocked out, bro. So it like the fifth factor not there. We talked about that with Tyson. The fifth factor not there no more like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not somebody like, well, shit, he got knocked out. But I mean, shit, we gonna see what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like people coming is different now, bro. So my thing is, you better get that. You better fight the biggest cash cow right now, and potentially get your damn belt back. Then you know what I'm saying? That's to me that's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're gonna pay you step aside.
I mean, and Wilder he gonna do that because he believes in himself. I mean, he believes in himself, so he's gonna take the third fight.
But I remember watching Chris Stevenson fight, and just announcers kind of talking about the heavyweight division, and they had to reiterate that Deontay Wilder wasn't an afterthought. It seems there's a narrative that the powers that be in boxing can't wait to get rid of Deontay Wilder. So my only thing about saying that is, if he loses his third fight, it's easier to do it than if he's winning. So, I mean, he believes in himself, so of course he's going to take it. But believing in yourself is a good thing. What is going to happen is another. And I think I personally thought before the second fight he was going to lose, possibly get knocked out. In the third fight, we were going to see the best of him. But who knows? Who knows? I just get this sense that they're really trying to write Deontay Wilder off.
I'm pretty sure of it, man. You know,
and losing this third fight is a way to do it because
losing any fight. Well, okay, so let's just say he fight name anybody, so it'll be a lesser name. So you lose to a lesser name, or you even you have a draw, a close fight. You know what I'm saying? To a lesser name, they could write his ass off then. It's like. Come on, man. They can discredit how they want, however they want to. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the likelihood of it? And I know we saw Fury in trouble, with it gets a no-namer, in his fight before he fought Deontay Wilder. But he's a lot more likely to lose to Fury than somebody else. So you play the odds, but I mean, if he gonna take the bag now, I mean that's cool. there's no wrong or right way to do it in my book. I'm just saying that third fight becomes more lucrative if he builds himself back up later on down the road. And Fury's undisputed.
But the third fight,
and the only guy to put Fury on his back in the past, I don't know how many years, would have been Deontay Wilder. So that's just my take on it. Ain't no wrong or right way to do it. I mean, you're probably right. Somebody could step in. I'm just saying to maximize it in the long run.
I was worried about him. Now, how you felt about, to my point, how you felt about when he took the rematch with Ortiz? How you felt about that?
I felt like he shouldn't have did it.
Why?
Because Ortiz was too dangerous and he got outboxed, just like he got outboxed in the second fight.
Motherfucking exactly. That's the point I'm making.
Well,
so anybody he fight at this point could be potentially, because I mean, you can't just, you have to fight some damn mandatories. You have to fight some more people that's, I mean, and Wilder, he not gonna really duck nobody. Wilder gonna fight.
Who's Otto Wilder?
That's the dude that. That's the dude that gave him hell, ain't it?
Fury? Fury?
Okay, that's who fought. That's who Fury fought.
Okay, so what I'm saying is,
cut Fury.
While we're looking at these, Fury fought two relatively no-name fighters.
And caught hell.
No matter what. And so my point is, nobody's gonna fault Deontay Wilder for fighting fighters the caliber of a Brazil or anybody in that lower tier, Tony the Tiger Thompson, to build himself back up. Nobody's gonna, or Gerald Washington. Nobody's gonna fault him. Well, I think he already fought Gerald Washington and knocked him out. But nobody's gonna fault him at this point for fighting that caliber opponent. So over time, he builds himself back up against minimal risk, which is kind of an oxymoron in heavyweight division.
Right.
So I mean, it's no right or wrong way to me. He's gonna get paid regardless in my book.
JD, what's that bird in the hand? How it go? How that saying go, brother? You done told me that before. You know what I'm saying? A bird in the hand better than what?
Worth two in the bush.
One in the bush.
Two in the bush. Bird in the hand's worth two in the bush.
Hey, man. All I got to say is,
get that bird in the hand.
Eddie Hearn about to make it rain, man. Eddie Hearn about to make it rain. That's all he about to do.
We'll see, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited because, like I said, I like to find a worst case scenario, and to me, Wilder get blasted in that third fight. I hope that ain't what's gonna happen. I believe in Wilder. You know what I'm saying? But if you do, I like to see Fury versus Joshua. That'll be dope to see. You know what I'm saying? The battle of the UK.
Yeah, I'd love to see it too.
You know, unification, and then we'll see what happens from there. And then from that point, now Wilder could go back to the drawing board and build himself back up. You know what I'm saying? Like on Mike Tyson Punch Out, you know what I'm saying? You know, when Mikey lose and he got to go through the little, did that happen on there? I might be making that up. But you know, when he run it, I don't know. Either way it goes, because you don't have to lose. You can just win all the way through. But Rocky Balboa, man, damn it, somebody, Creed, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, you know, you get to see the comeback story, and to me that's one of the best stories in any damn realm of movies. I love to see a great comeback story in a boxing movie. That's what made Rocky so amazing. Rocky was a comeback kid. So I like to see Wilder be able to come back and you know, because he gonna have to definitely dig deep and add some wrinkles and really dedicate himself to the sport like he maybe hasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because when you the bad thing about having a great equalizer is, you know what I'm saying, you take the fundamentals for granted. You know what I'm saying? The technical side of it. So he's going to get the technical game up, be able to set that big punch up and figure out some things. Footwork, man, he got to get his footwork game. His footwork hard. He's going to have to work on that. He got to work on some things. And I don't know, man. But I believe in Wilder. So, you know, I'm going to ride with him. But get that guaranteed money right now. That's how I feel. Get that guaranteed money. And,
I mean,
you know, the rest
man, at the end of the day, man, heavyweight division, you know, is live and active now with major fights. So I hope these boys can do this round robin, keep this thing popping. It ain't like people ain't gonna want to see Wilder and Joshua still go at it, even if Joshua were to lose. So I mean, the heavyweight division is alive and well, man. So I really believe Joshua. I believe Joshua
might surprise some people in the fear fight if it happens. I believe Joshua, if he could put those two Joshuas together, you know what I'm saying?
He can't.
It'd be interesting to see. You don't think so?
That's another topic for another day. That's another topic for another day. We gonna speak on that one though.
Hey, man, I'm riding with my boy. I seen my boy stand up big. I seen my boy stand up big in the paint, man. Put it out on the line yesterday. Man. I'm riding with that boy, man. Ride with him. Anyways, man, love y'all, man. Peace 1,000. All boxing fans, man. Love boxing fans. Love everybody.
Subscribe.
Man, destroy the like button. Crack your damn screen, man. We'll pay for it one day. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And all right, take these. Yep.